Okay, so you've been tempted. I have been inspired to do a poll based off of temptation. My intentions for this reading are to better gauge why we may be tempted, how outside influences affect our thought process when we are being tempted. This can apply to any situation. It can apply to romance, work, just pretty much any situation where temptation is happening. So it's about personal responsibility and all that fun stuff. So I'm gonna just pull and see what comes up, what I feel, and we'll go from there. All right, the Queen of Wands reverse jumped right out of the deck. So as far as temptation goes, with the Queen of Wands reversed, this has to do with our confidence in ourselves, respect of self, maybe feeling lost, misdirected. So that I feel this card is sort of reinforcing that spirit is in alignment with the intention of my reading, first and foremost. And secondly, that when you're being tempted, this card signifies things that are aiding that temptation, having power and control over your thought process. So definitely you want to take a look at, do you speak well of yourself? Do you like yourself? Do you berate yourself? How do you treat yourself first and foremost? Because that can have a lot to do with, finding other means to satisfy that particular hole. So I think that's a good start. This card also is about a realignment. So if you find yourself in a temptation situation, this card is also indicating it's time to take a look at that and why either your life has evolved to this point where you now find yourself in this situation. Ask yourself why. Is this something that I allowed to happen, or is it something that just happened? I had no control. You'll probably be able to resonate quite well on both sides. But that is sort of how the evaluation process goes, in that how you weed out what no longer fits, what doesn't belong, or identify what is lacking. I love this. I love how that card opened up everything. So I'm going to pull an energy card now. This is a light worker energy card. So this is about our sense of self, our internal power. Hang on, flying. All right, we have healing. So this card has multiple meanings. The first thing I want you to take a look at is the, let me get it closer here. Can you see the sword that the person is holding? The world is inside of them. And there's angel wings and a steady flow of upwards light. this is about alignment. So we have, let me see. I was going to shut off the light. I don't know. I can't tell if, hopefully you can see it, but I'll move on because that's not important. So with the alignment of the energy, this with the world inside of the person, it is signifying alignment needs to be healed within yourself. You are out of alignment if you are in a situation where you are being tempted to do something you would not ordinarily do. So this is an experience, regardless of what is happening. This is an experience, so it does need to be tended to. I feel like we get tempted because the situations in our life have either become routine, mundane, annoying, just certain things that used to make you feel one way now no longer make you feel that way. And then when you get outside influences, outside energies treating you or engaging with you in a different manner, it sort of makes it hard to keep things into perspective. So I feel like this is about button pushing and opening up wounds and holes and sort of, but that's what's needed here, because we go back to the Queen of Wands reversed. We need to reevaluate. We need to see why this situation has caused us to get to this point. There is a reason why we are vulnerable, why we are open to it when ordinarily we wouldn't be. So this healing process is, and because the world is inside of you, this is about getting inside of the true you. And there is a personal responsibility here that you have. It's the situation was not created solely by you, but you do have a choice in the matter. You can go with the temptation or you can resist the temptation, but it's going to require thought. It's going to require like really knowing who you are, what you want, and if you're prepared to accept any consequences of what you decide to do. All right, let's see what else we got. We have calmness. The inner divine is the witness of all, remaining still and quiet even during intense turbulence. So take a deep breath and then say, quiet my mind, dear Lord. May your peaceful calm take over. All right. So Spirit is enforcing or encouraging us to take a breath, slow down, quiet your mind, stop thinking. This is predominantly in your head. So you need to allow this to not affect your thought process. You need to stop thinking about it. You need to find a calmness and find a more centered, aligned position. We also have sanctuary. A sanctuary resides inside you no matter what is happening. This inner temple beckons you to enter. Take a deep breath, sit down. Wait, take a deep breath, enter, and sit down on the throne of your own heart. So they're saying with the calmness in the sanctuary that this stillness is within you, that you have control over this situation. You just have to find that recenter. You have to find that inner peace. And this could lead you to a place where you discover that your certain circumstances that you're under just don't no longer work for you. And that could lead you down one path, or you could reevaluate your situation and sort of look at things from a new perspective, and that will take you down another path. So this temptation, I think, is a fork in the road for what is to come, but because there is external outside influences here, you have to make sure that you know what is ahead of you, what is on each path. And if you just choose a path willy-nilly without thinking, you're going to end up somewhere you might not want to be. So this situation is going to require a lot of thought. It's going to require a ton of thought. It's not going to be a spur of the moment decision. Let's see. We have blend into the environment. You may have skills and can fit into any situation. Take time to access what is going on around you and adapt accordingly. Okay, so we have another situation where spirit is telling us to chill, to stay where we are, to blend in, to just take the time to figure out what is going on. So this is definitely still flowing with, you do not need to take this temptation at all. I'm just going to say that. Usually you don't get a definitive answer like this, but I take this as a definitive. If you are going after what is tempting you, it is not going to be the right decision. It doesn't necessarily mean that it can't ever be what it could be. It just means that making an abrupt choice and abrupt change is not what is in your path. So thereby avoiding the temptation will avoid you taking a wrong turn. The temptation itself could be something that is in your future, but you may have certain things to clean up or take care of before the space will open for that to come into fruition if it's meant to. All right, we have Kundalini rising. Or I'm sorry, Kundalini rising, ignite your passion for life. So the Kundalini is our internal fire. It's our internal spirit flame. You know, a lot of people say I consider it like the life force, what drives, what motivates, what moves, because it's fire. But there's different meanings, but I feel like with this one, the passion needs to be reaverted. Like, we want passion, we want this temptation, whatever it is, because it's going to be exciting or new, or just it could be taboo, it could be whatever, but it's something that you don't have now, thereby creating that temptation. So igniting your passion for life could represent reigniting the passion that you have for the life that you have now, looking at ways you can improve the passion in your life, igniting a fire to sort of figure out what your life is and where you want it to go. So this is just that internal fire and that internal sense that, not that it's something you need to turn on. I feel like you need to flip the focus, because there is a fire burning. It's obviously there, it's just misdirected. So we need to sort of reposition where the fire is so that the product of that passion will be something that will add to your life, not detract from it. I'm going to pull one more card and then do an advice card. I love this. Okay, or we're going to put those back and shuffle again. All right. So we have the universe works fast when I'm having fun. So this is again about moving your thoughts onto something else. Let me put it up there because I don't know if you can see it. It may just be glary on my screen, but so the universe works fast when I'm having fun. You are going to refocus, think about something else, and a lot of time is going to pass. That temptation will eventually go away, and you can get back into figuring out what your situation is basically the gist of this final message. The universe does not want you so wrapped up in your head, does not want you torturing yourself with guilt or from any choices and decisions you may make, or struggling with whether or not to make a choice or a decision. Like, it could go either way. So the universe just wants you to instead sort of go have fun, go do something exciting and take your mind off of it and let it just sit and in the back of your head. Spirit does not want this to move forward, people. Just want to try to make that clear. All right, our advice card. Summer dreams. Embrace the guiding light that you are and move forward in the knowledge of the powerful person within you. So we are still in summer right now. For some of us, it's probably winding down. But I love how this card resonates with where we're at right now, because this tells me that this is about right now. Embrace the guiding light that you are, okay? Your guiding light is leading you towards healing over here. It's leading you towards figuring out how you are aligned. You notice the fire, they're aligned down the spine. So alignment again. We are looking for our own inner happiness. We are looking for our own inner satisfaction. So we need to embrace this aspect of ourselves. We need to embrace that, we struggle, that we have a weakness, but we need to make sure that we're looking at it a little bit more constructively, in that it's a warning sign that we need to figure out something. It could just be readjusting our thought process. Nothing needs to change in our life except for the way we think about it or the way we look at it. Or we need to find things to be grateful for. But anything that we can sort of reimagine to give us a different outlook or perspective in order to figure out where we are at this exact moment, not what's happened in the past and not what's coming up. Where are we right now? And then Spirit wants you to move forward in the knowledge of the powerful person that you are. This all culminates in your ability to not only make the right choice and best decision for you, but actually, you're fighting an outside force. You're fighting an outside influence. This is not just you per se. It is your mind, it is your thoughts, but it's coming from a place of lack. So it's coming from something that is unsatisfactory to you at this time. Just because we identify that there's a problem doesn't necessarily mean that it's the end of a situation. It just means we have a choice, we have a decision. Are we going to fight for it? Are we going to try to fix it? Are we going to take control of the situation? Or is it too far gone? Do we need to come to terms with the situation and then figure out how to move forward from here? Is there something left? Is there not? But it could vary from person to person and decision to decision and situation to situation. So figuring out who you are and what you want for now is super important, because that's going to sort of set you up in, get you in place for where that path is actually going to lead you. And if we make a good decision and really piece together the whole picture, even the ugly parts, it may feel overwhelming and daunting, but it's doable, and it's going to create a lot of space and a lot of change that you're going to be able to enact. Let me know your thoughts and comments on this. I only do videos when I'm inspired to do them. I used to do them all the time, like every single day, but it just kind of took the fun away. I So I do personal readings. I am booked 6 to 8 weeks out because I only do a couple a week. But if you would like a private reading, please email me. It's in the description box below. And I hope you have a really great rest of your day.